Hey guys, it's Bob. I was looking through the homework and parts of this are a little bit complicated to get set up. So I thought I would make a quick video to walk through how to do one of these problems. My problem for the week is question 28 in chapter 11, and it says, use Holt-Winter's multiplicative method to create a seasonal model that minimizes the mean square error for the data set. Use solver to determine the optimal values of alpha, beta, and gamma. A, what are the optimal values for alpha, beta, and gamma? B, prepare a line graph. C, what are the forecasts for each quarter in 2014 using this technique? So to start off, we're going to need to download the data and the forecasting tool. You can find those if you go to Resources, Excel Tools. We can download Chapter 11 data and the forecasting tool. We'll go ahead, we'll open those. For each one, you'll need to enable editing. Now, in the forecasting tool, we're going to need to find the Holt-Winters tool. So if you go through the tabs, the very last one is Holt-Winters. I'll zoom out a little bit. And now if we open the data, we can go to question 28. And you can see if you look at these, the data lines up pretty well. So we have 2011, quarters 1, 2, 3, 4, 2012, 2013. So I'm going to go ahead and copy in just the units sold. And when you paste, there's a little control menu. So you can go to this one down here, values only, and that will preserve the formatting in the spreadsheet. So you can see the formulas in here automatically calculate what we need to use the Holt-Winter method. We have the seasonal forecast, which is what the model predicts for each period in time. For 2014, it predicts these four values: 29.9, 33.6, 48.8, 41.5. If you go to the data, you can see these are not the values that are the correct answer. And the reason why these differ is our alpha, our beta, and our gamma aren't optimized yet. So the mean square error is actually higher than what it could be if we optimize these values. So now what we do, or what we need to do, is use the solver tool to find the optimal values for alpha, beta, and gamma. To use the solver tool, the first thing you need to do is go to File, Options, go to Add-ins, and down here where it says Manage Excel Add-ins, click Go. If the solver add-in doesn't have a checkbox, select it to get the checkbox and hit OK. It might take a minute. And then once that's done, go to Data, and then over on the right side you can see the solver tool. You can click that. Now it looks like the professor has already set this up. So to step through it, our objective here is cell L8. So that's the cell that we want to find the minimum value for. So you can see we set that to minimum. If we wanted to maximize it or set it to an actual value that we had in mind, we could do that, but we want to minimize it. The way we want to go about minimizing it is by changing the cells L4 through L6. So what the solver tool is going to do is for cell L4, L5, and L6, it's going to step through each possible value. And then for each one, it's going to check the cell L8 and see what combination of alpha, beta, and gamma produce the smallest mean squared error. The constraints here are that for each cell in L4 and L5, it has to be between 0 and 1. So all we need to do now that this is set up is hit solve. And once you do that, you can see these values have changed. And solver, it gives you the option of keeping the values it creates, or you can restore your original values. So if you don't like the values it's created for some reason, you can go to restore original values. In this case, we do want to keep the values it's gone with, so we hit OK. And now you can see originally for the MSE we had 60. Now we have about 25. And if you look at our chart, this orange bar for the forecast is much closer to the blue bar. So we have a much smaller error with these values. And now just to double check, we have 37, 44, 62, and 50, which are the values we have in here from the professor. So it looks like we did this correctly. So for A, the optimal values of alpha, beta, and gamma are right here. And so I'm going to step out of Excel for a minute. In the Word document we have for our answers, we already have a section for this assignment. And this is Ida's work for her problem. I'm going to create a header for question 28. I'm going to say for A, the optimal values of alpha, beta, and gamma are, just to make it easier, I'm going to change the formatting here. The optimal values are 0.33, 0.28, and 0.53 respectively. This produces MSE of 24.79. So that's all we need to do for A. For B, prepare a line graph. Well, that's really easy because this tool creates the line graph for us. So all we do is we click, Control-C, go over to Word, Control-V, and we have our chart. Last, for C, what are the forecasts for each quarter in 2014 using this technique? Well, that's really easy. We have the forecast right here. So I'm just going to copy these cells right here. I'm going to paste them in. And now I don't really need these columns here, so I'm going to highlight them and delete those. And that's it. So just to reiterate, we downloaded the appropriate files. Looks like I'm getting logged out. So we downloaded the data set and the forecasting tool. We went to Excel. We enabled the solver add-in. We copied in the data. We used solver to find the optimal values of alpha, beta, and gamma. We got the chart we needed, and we had the correct values for the 2014 forecast. So hopefully this is helpful.